All right, nice. So, okay, we are live on Zoom. And yeah, welcome to our first attendees. Welcome to our webinar from the series of the subject webinars. As you know, dear attendees, we are going to talk about umbrella topic for today is studying engineering and management in Germany. And as always, during these webinars, thankfully, I'm not alone. We have several guests from German universities who present their unique study programs to you. And then you have a great opportunity, a unique opportunity to ask your questions using the Q&A button. You can find this button just next to the chat. And then you can send in your questions actually starting from right now. And then they will be either addressed in the written form, or also we will have a live Q&A session after all presentations are done, which is in around 55 minutes. And then your questions will be addressed directly by the representatives of universities and programs, which is, again, a very good opportunity because no one can give you the better answers about their programs than these people can do. Also, keep an eye on the chat. They will be sending also some interesting information for you there. So before we move to this interesting part of our webinar, let me quickly make a small presentation from my side. So once again, here is agenda for today. So we start with BBW Hochschule University of Applied Sciences. So and we have two guests. It's Daniela Wolf and Teresa also joined us today, and they will talk about International Technology Transfer Management, Master of Science level program. Then we are moving to University of Magdeburg, and it's Janek Stahl, and he will talk about Master of Science level program in Medical Systems Engineering. Then we are moving to Kiel University, and then we have Marie-Pierre Pechotret, and she will talk about a Master of Science level program in Electric Vehicle Propulsion and Control. It's Erasmus Mundus joint master program, and she's also joined by her colleagues, Dr. Benrandwand and Mr. Palani. So let me tell you a few words about who is behind today's webinar. So for those who do not know yet, we are My German University, and we are Germany's largest database when it comes to English taught study programs. So in our database, you can find over 2,700 degree programs, both on bachelor's level, also on master's level. And we have even some short courses and language courses listed in our database. So when you are thinking about studying in Germany and studying on an English level study program, or at least mostly English taught study program, then My German University pops up, definitely. And we try to help international students to reach their goals to pursue a degree in Germany. And we do this through three key ways. One of them is our study finder that I mentioned already. You can see now the small version of study finder, but when you go to our website, mygermanuniversity.com, you'll be able to see the full version of our study finder with all of its filters. So you can find programs even according to the application procedure. For example, whether it uses UniAssist or not, where it's located, of course, definitely according to your even IELTS or TOEFL scores, which makes your life much easier in terms of finding the best fitting program for you. The second way of helping you is through writing up articles. We have more than 150 articles about different topics related to Germany, of course. For example, are you interested in blocked account, in letter of motivation writing, in studying medicine, in Studienkolleg, UniAssist, and so on and so forth? All of these topics are covered and in quite comprehensive manner, actually, and my suggestion would be for you to check them out. And last but not least, the third way of assisting you is through organizing webinars. We have over 150 webinars per year, and on different topics. It can be scholarships in Germany, it can be studying visa in Germany, or general studying in Germany webinar, or the subject webinars like the one that you're attending right now, but on different subjects. It can be, for example, studying engineering in Germany, right? It can be studying philosophy in Germany, physics, and so on and so forth. All of the webinars that are already planned, you can access them. You can find them on our website, on the webpage of webinars, and you can sign up for these webinars for free and attend them, of course, for free. My suggestion for you also would be to open an account on our webpage that will make sure that you have full access to all the options that we are able to offer you. And of course, it's also for free. And we are located in Hamburg, in northern Germany, but we are also all over Germany and all over the world. That's why we are counseling also in different languages. So now let me also make a small suggestion for those who might be also interested in German taught study programs. You can also check out 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝑨. There you might find some interesting programs related to the degree of to the discipline of engineering and management, mostly in German language. But if you are when we are talking about English taught study programs, then my German university definitely should be your stop. For example, when it comes to the topic of engineering and management, we have various study programs, both on bachelor and master's level, and most of them you can see are English only, which means that you do not need any knowledge of German to get into these programs, and in most cases also to successfully complete them. Also, if you would like to have a bigger picture of what does it mean of studying engineering and management in Germany, then I would also suggest you to check out our subject pages, which will provide you with kind of a generic information regarding what are the rankings of universities that are offering these programs, what are the tuition fee ranges that you should expect if you want to study this or that discipline in Germany, and so on and so forth. So this is a very nice first step to have an idea of what does it mean when you want to study these subjects in Germany. Also, when you're searching for the right university and study profile, that is of utmost importance not to be guided only by one sole aspect, for example, only by fees or only by rankings or by city names only. Yeah, that might be important, and they for some are very important. You have to take this all into account, definitely, but you have to make do extra mile also, go ahead and take into account much more, for example, your personal interests, of course, your personal background, what are your goals. And when you are taking into account all of these aspects, then you are making sure that you can have make an informed decision. And this is one of the most important steps actually towards your successful future. Also, I would like to underline that in Germany, there are two key types of universities that you should be aware of. So first type is called Universität type of university, and the second one is called University of Applied Sciences. In German, it can have some different variations in namings. For example, Hochschule is one of them. And yeah, so the focus the key difference is in focus. When it comes to Universität type of university, the focus lies more on research and theory. And in case of University of Applied Sciences, it goes usually more onto application and practice. This is the key difference that I would like you to be aware of for now. And last but not least, in addition to those important aspects that I mentioned that you need to take into account when searching for the right program, also when you are finding the program using our study finder, please make sure that you are flexible with wording. Don't be too rigid. And by combining all these suggestions together, you'll drastically increase your chances of making the right choice, because I'm almost sure you'll be informed of all of the opportunities that Germany is able to offer you based on your interests, your background, and your future aims. So that being said, let us now move to quite a well-known city of Berlin. So it's Daniela Wolf from 𝑏𝑏𝑣 University of Applied Sciences, and she will now talk about Master of Science level program in International Technology and Transfer Management. So let me stop the screen share, and Daniela, please take the floor.
Thank you very much. I share my screen, and then I will start. Here we are. Okay, yeah. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Daniela. I'm the head of International Office of BBW University of Applied Sciences, and I have my lovely colleague with me, Teresa. So please, if you have any questions, she's there for you in the chat, and she will answer all your questions afterwards or directly in the chat. Yeah, the purpose of today is to introduce to you our university and the master's program, of course, ITTM. Afterwards, I will give you more details about this. And first of all, some of our colleagues will say hello to you and welcome in different languages. And therefore, yeah, that's the screen. Short question, why Berlin? There are mutual answers, and I think most of you knows that is the most important thing is that Berlin is pretty affordable regarding cost of living. It's rising, but in comparison to other cities in Germany, it is pretty affordable. Berlin is a startup capital of Europe, and you can feel it, you can see it, it's vibrant. And in addition, it's really, really nice because Berlin is pretty green. And of course, it's famous for all the clubs and parks, cafes, markets. So in general, we would say it's worth it to live and to study here. Just some short facts about BBW. We are founded in 2007. We are a private university, and we offer right now around 20 industry-oriented study programs. And because we are a university of applied sciences and we have this practical approach, we cooperate with around 200 industry partners. Currently, around 1,000 students are enrolled, and we offer 3 study departments: economics and business management, industrial engineering, and engineering. And we have right now around 400 international students from around at least 50 different nations. So that means we have a really international atmosphere, and we know about all your concerns and needs. And what is really important for you, we are state recognized, so your degree has the same value as in every other university. The 2 pictures you can see is our completely new university building. We moved already this year in April, and we are located in the largest science technology park in Germany, and we are surrounded by over 1,000 companies. Yeah, the approach, what does it mean? Practical approach and so on. Normally, you have to decide between study or work, but our approach is study and work, and you don't have to decide because we try to combine all the both of this. And that means we have different elements in our study courses, block schedules, Monday, Friday, Saturday, that you can work weekdays. Or yes, of course, you can work from the first semester onwards. We have the practical phase in company in the 5th semester, always business-related master and bachelor thesis. In your case, the master thesis, project works, and so on, so that we combine work and study, and we will provide as much as we can for the job market. To highlight and to focus on the practical approach means all our professors and lecturers come directly from the economy and bring their experiences directly into the study course. Then, last but not least, the diversity of experience among the students is really, really useful. Like your experience is helpful. So we have, for example, no age gap. And if you like to study this master course, then you're more than welcome. You will have a lot of case studies, and you will have a lot of research projects in our own research institute. And as mentioned already, all our bachelor's and master theses are mostly business related. Yeah, we have a really strong network given by universities, partner institutions, or companies. And just a little or a short list about our benefits, because we are a private university. We know it's pretty tough regarding the tuition fees, and this is what you can expect from our university. We have small study groups, so your lectures are really intense. We offer free Microsoft 365. As mentioned already, we have a new and modern university building and support you in your visa application process. And we offer a fixed semester planning. You don't have to care for anything. That's pretty normal. Of course, we have our own career service center that will support you regarding job interviews or internships. And you can expect a bright career prospects after graduation. We have our own job portal. As an BBW student, you have free and exclusive access to our own job portal. We have our own startup center called Push. If you are interested in to fund your own startup, then we will support you. We have our own research institute, and so on and so on. Just that you know, the master course ITTM will start each year, 1st of April and 1st of October. So we have 2 intakes, and the application deadlines are mid of August and mid of February each year. You can expect, of course, orientation days in the beginning of your study course, and online classes are always included. Actually, it's a full-time on-campus course, but online classes are always included. And students from India, China, and Vietnam, from these countries, an APS certificate is required. And as I said before, any age gap is welcome. Now, more details about the master degree course, International Technology Transfer Management. This is specifically tailored for engineering students. And what does this is the short word ITTM, what does offer International Technology Transfer Management? The interesting part is that it's always a combination of innovative technology and management. That is a good part because it's more interdisciplinary, and it's a complex transfer project. You have local and international context, and so on and so on. So it's always soft skills and intercultural aspects are embedded. What does it mean, technology transfer, to be a technology transfer manager, for example, afterwards, for example? The technology transfer manager controls the whole transfer process from technology watch to commercialization. And that means that you afterwards are a generalist and all-rounder, more as an expert for special technologies. And that is interesting because then you can find your niche afterwards in your career also. And your responsibility includes organizational changes and transformation. So this is the interdisciplinarity. And the competencies are, of course, project management, analytical and structured, cross-functional experiences, intercultural skills, and of course, soft skills. What is the motivation for technology transfer in general? We have all these social megatrends, for example, globalization, demography, urbanization, sustainability. Everything is known, but these social megatrends requires technologies, specific technologies, and these technologies leads to, or is given to, that the society and the economy works together. That is working, for example. And the technology transfer in general is a multi-dimensional process. That means the first step is we have the source, the technology generator or the seller. For example, university, research institutes, startups, or developed countries. And then you will need for the technology transfer methods and tools. And that is given by, for example, by the ITTM manager. And this leads to the technology user. This is the purchaser. That means companies, the customers, the society, or the developing countries. And the result are the transfer objects like goods and services, product and process technology, just to name the main words. Just to name, I know it's a bit dry, it's just some keywords, but to give you an impression about the study content, we have these different areas, the technology areas, the technology transfer techniques, and management, for example. As you can see, these are just some modules, and all these modules will provide you for a generalist to fulfill the requirements for the global job market. And law, communication, case study, and foreign language is included. For example, technical English or technical German, when you technical German as a foreign language. And last but not least, sorry, there's a mistake. You will have the final examination. This is the master thesis and the colloquium. A short summarize, that is to summarize it in a short way. The study course name is International Technology Transfer Management, and the academic degree is Master of Science. The section is the industrial engineering, and it's full-time with online courses included. The start is always each year the winter semester and the summer semester, 1st of April and 1st of October. And it's a 4 semesters course. You will receive 120 ECTS, and the location is in Berlin, and the language is 100% English. The study fee in total is 16,440 euros in total, and you can pay by 4 installments, semester-wise. And we ask for an application fee for non-EU citizens is around 250 euros. And for contacts, we offer taster lectures. We highly recommend to book taster lectures to look inside, to get an impression of a lecture from ITTM. And we highly recommend a personal or individual student counseling, that you have an one-on-one dialogue and counseling with our staff or even with our professor, because if you like, and academic-wise, our study course director of international technology transfer management is Professor Dust. He's happy to answer all your questions regarding modules and the academic content. And our international office, Teresa, is happy to answer all your questions regarding the admission process, and so on and so on. And for now, thank you for listening. And the presentation you will receive afterwards. And afterwards, we will happy to answer all your questions. Thank you for now.
Oops, I forgot. Yes. Thank you very much, Daniela. Very nice presentation, as I was saying, very informative as always. And yeah, dear attendees, the emails that Daniela mentioned are also in the chat, just in case you already want to take the note. And as Daniela mentioned, yes, you will receive also presentations from today's speakers as soon as we get them from them. Of course. So let me now move to our next speaker. We are not moving too far away geographically. We are staying in around the area. So we are moving to Magdeburg now. And Janek Stahl will now talk to us about the Master of Science level program again, but in medical systems engineering. So let me stop the screen share and invite Mr. Stahl to take the floor.
Yes, dear students, thank you very much also for the invitation for the webinar, and also a warm welcome from my side. I'm Janek Stahl. We are from the University of Magdeburg, and I'm really honored to present you today our master program called Medical Systems Engineering. To give you a small impression, we are from Magdeburg, and it is, located like 1.5 hours from Berlin, here in the middle of Germany, in Saxony-Anhalt. And like you can see here, some impressions from the campus. We have one campus where also our program takes place, Medical Systems Engineering. It is a really green campus, which high amount of green areas. But I don't want to go into the detail about the OVGU in Magdeburg. You can get more information from the My German University website, where also information about Magdeburg and the university are written. I want to go more into detail about our master program, Medical Systems Engineering. And for you, that you can see maybe some faces, who coordinates and leads the master program. So this is myself and my colleague Philipp Berg, who's also present today here and will answer some questions in the Q&A and in the chat. We are responsible for the course coordination. So all subject-specific information, course-specific information, and so on and so forth, we can give you answers about that. And you can reach us via email, which is written here. You can reach us both with this master.metis@ovgu.de. And there is Professor Georg Rose, who is the head and the inventor of this master program. He is mostly responsible for teaching in the area of medical imaging and CT, so computed tomography. And he's also the head of the research campus Stimulate, where you can see the logo here. And maybe I will come also to the research campus Stimulate later, but to give you just some first information, It is a research institute from the university which covers, so which connects all related research and activities in medical technology and medical engineering at the University of Magdeburg. So when you decide to study the Master Medical Systems Engineering in Magdeburg, you will get directly also into contact with this research institute here. So now let's go a little bit more into detail into this master program, so how it is structured and organized. So the University of Magdeburg has 9 faculties, and our master program is associated to the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology and into the Institute of Medical Technology. And to give you some first hard facts, so some first information, the duration of our master program is 4 semesters, and the total workload is 120 CP, or also called ECTS, the European credit points. So you will do around 30 CP each semester. When you finished our master program with the master thesis, you will get the degree as a Master of Science, and the whole master program is taught in English, so no German language is required for this. The characteristics of our studies, it is really a research-oriented master program. It is modular and really interdisciplinary, so there's a high amount of deepening and elective modules possible, but I will come to this later. And it is also a very international study program. And this you can also see here with the latest study program statistics. So we have 100 applicants per year, so over 100 applicants per year. And you can see that with the gray bars, that we have a high amount of international students, so over 70% also in the last years. And what you can also see is that there's an increasing number of female students also in our program, which is really remarkable for an engineering course of study. Yeah, regarding the admission requirements, to do our master program in medical systems engineering, you will need, of course, a bachelor degree in an engineering discipline. So in the best case, it is medical technology, medical engineering, biomedical engineering, but we also accept students from electrical engineering or computer science or similar engineering discipline. You have to prove that you have CP, so that you have knowledge in the fields of math, physics, electrical engineering, information technology, and computer science, but which is in the most cases covered with these engineering disciplines. And it is also good if you have some prior knowledge in medicine or biology, but this is not mandatory because you have courses regarding medicine, biology also in the first semesters. Your bachelor's average grade should be at least good in the German academic grading system, so less or equal to 2.5. And you have to prove your English language skills with the TOEFL test, which at least are 90 points, or which IELTS test, which points of at least 6.5. The application process is conducted via UniAssist, and since we matriculate every summer term, the deadline is until December 15, and it will open, or it is opened until October, or starting from October 15 from the previous year of the summer term matriculation. So let's dive directly into the structure of our program. So as I said, it is modular. So we have compulsory modules, which is about 50 CP. And then we have deepening modules where you have to choose 2 deepenings, which 15 CP each. And then there are remaining 10 CP, which you can choose from the whole catalog of elective modules. And then there are 30 CP left, which you can earn for your master thesis. And in the first 2 semesters, like you can see here, you will have mainly the compulsory modules. which are then divided into technical compulsory modules and methodological and social compulsory modules. And starting from the second semester, you will start with your deepening modules, and then ending in the fourth semester with your master thesis. Here you can see just a snip from our examination regulations. You will find all the documents also on our website. We have a QR code at the end of the presentation. But just to give you an impression, in the first semester, you will have also really a high variety of different modules, like, for example, some medical modules, anatomy for engineering students, but also real medical technology related modules like basics of medical imaging science, and also classical engineering modules like programming and also some mathematical foundations. And there are also two modules assigned to some methodological and social modules like scientific working or solution design in medical engineering. But all these information you can find in our documents, which are located on our website. And yeah, you can see now the deepenings you can choose during your course of study. And yeah, this is a really colorful image. And the reason why it is so colorful, because the colorfulness represents also the highly interdisciplinary possibilities to deepen your knowledge during your studies. So we have in our deepenings, we cover almost all disciplines in medical engineering, like medical imaging, where you have courses regarding computed tomography, magnetic resonance imaging, or also some advanced imaging techniques. You can also deepen your knowledge more in the medical physics area, so radiation protection, or also nuclear medicine. We have some advanced techniques like AI in image and signal processing, and some completely different areas like medical regulatory affairs, so how to get a medical product into the market, or also orthopedic engineering and some of that. And I also want to highlight this deepening possibility. This is called the research track, and I think that's a really unique possibility during our studies. Because our university and the profile of our study program is really research oriented, for students who are really highly interested into research and really high performing and proactive, they can choose a project in cooperation with a supervisor on a research institute or also in a company to conduct a project in a duration of 2 semesters. To replace one of these deepening modules. So it is possible to really dive really deep into a project and process it like similar to a master thesis. And therefore you can get 15 CP at the end. And I think that's really a really good point, because it gives you the possibility to not just go into lectures and to go to some tutorials. So you can earn CP for really self-chosen project where you can really dive deep into research. And speaking of research, at the end of the talk, I want to present you some of the most prominent research areas we have in Magdeburg and at our university. And I named it at the beginning. We have the Research Campus Stimulate directly on our university campus. And the Research Campus Stimulates connect all activities regarding medical engineering in one building, so to say. So we have different activities there, and it's really close to our master program. And many students conduct projects there. And I will present you some topics of that. So we have at our university the Department of Medical Engineering, where most research and lectures covering medical imaging aspects like X-ray and computed tomography imaging. There are also projects and lectures regarding computed tomography development and some more medical physics-based research like breath gas analysis or molecular imaging or nuclear medicine. Then we have the Department of Biomedical Magnetic Resonance, so from the MR imaging perspective. There we have aspects regarding interventional MRI, ultra-high field MRI, so machines with 7 Tesla or even higher, and also advanced MR image reconstruction projects, whereas also deep learning is involved. Then we have the Department of Simulation and Graphics, so more from the computer science point of view, the visualization of medical aspects, image processing of medical images, where also deep learning is involved, and also the usage of virtual and augmented reality in the field, or in the clinical field and in the field of medicine. And last but not least, we have the Department of Fluid Dynamics and Thermodynamics, which mainly covers aspects regarding computational fluid dynamics, so CFD simulations, mainly for the blood flow inside of vascular structures, like you can see in a cerebral aneurysm, where we can simulate the blood flow and help clinicians to improve their treatment strategies and to get more insights into these pathologies. Yes, and with this, I want to thank you very much for your attention. I'm at the end of my talk. With this QR code, you are directly redirected to our website, where you can get all this information which I told you. And if you have questions, you can also use our email address to contact either Philip or me, and we will be happy to answer your questions. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Yannick. Indeed, very nice presentation. Lots of important details also underlined for students. So thanks a lot. And again, dear attendees, the email is already in the chat. I sent it in the beginning, so you can also take a note. With that being said, let us move now to our last program for today. So we are moving to Kiel University. It's very rare, dear attendees, when during our webinar, there is a university that comes northern than we are located. So you can see it's quite north of Germany. And we have several guests, as I already introduced, and now they will be presenting the program in electric vehicle propulsion and control, Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Program. So please take the floor.
So hello everyone, I'm Marie. I'm located in France, even if this webinar is totally focused on German university, but I'm here with my colleagues and also Dinesh Khanna, which is a current student of us, to present the EPICO master program, which is electric vehicle propulsion and control. So we're gonna do the presentation, the three of us, to give you the more information on the program. EPICO, as I told you, it's a 2-year master program, so 120 ECTS credits, fully taught in English, in the field of e-mobility. So a few words: energy storage system, control of electric propulsion system, control in e-mobility, embedded system, and communication. What makes this program particular is that you have a compulsory mobility within Europe, as most of the Erasmus Mundus program. This program was created by 4 institutions. So Central Nantes in France, where I'm physically located, Kiel University, where Hamze, which is here, is located, and currently Dinesh as well, University of L'Aquila in Italy, and the University of Bucharest in Romania. So the 4 universities created this program under the label Erasmus Mundus, and so that the students can study in each country if they want and get double or triple diplomas. By creating this program, we have the support from academic partners, so Sinvestav in Mexico, ETS in Canada, Wuhan universities in China, but also lots of industrial partners. I'm not gonna name each of them, but most of you know the main brand that we have here on the program. Those are associated partners, like they help us create the program. But now we have other partners that join some, either teach some classes or also join the winter school that I'm gonna talk a bit later. I will give the mic to Hamze because I'm not from academic side, so he will be better to talk about that, and he will present you the curriculum of the 3 classes semester of the program.
Thank you very much. So here I can present a little bit about the scientific thema that you will learn. First semester will be centrally in Nantes, so doesn't matter which university you want to do your thesis, you will be the first semester in Nantes, and where you will learn about control system, statistical signal processing, and estimation theory. Mainly the focus is on electric vehicle, as you see here, and you learn the fundamentals of electric vehicle system, and also you learn how to model and how to simulate different parts of the electric vehicle. And also you will learn how to design an embedded software for every component of this vehicle, because this vehicle is not a computer, and whatever software we design for it becomes an embedded software. And maybe you can also learn how to design controller for finding some states which are hidden. We cannot measure them, and make some control system to bring them to a desired value. This is the objective of the first semester, which the colleagues in Nantes will teach you and help you there. Maybe we can go to next slide. So second semester, you have much more freedom. You could choose which university you can go. Maybe Maria could explain more later. I just explained the scientific thema. So here, after we learn the fundamentals of these electric vehicles, we go much deeper into each component. For example, we take a look at the electric machines, for example, and permanent magnet synchronous machine shown here. You will learn how this machine works, how the electric field is generated, how we can control this. Then we talk about power electronic converters, as you see in this figure. So we design, we drive, and we make again controller system for this power electronic converters. We also not only study these electric vehicles, but also we study renewable energies such as wind energy, such as photovoltaic, and integrate them with energy storage systems. And all of them are connected through these power electronic devices. As a sample, you have one here. And we can also consider in third semester, maybe next slide. So when you also learn a little bit in this regard of which university you study in the second semester, you will learn all the components. And in third semester, you can decide to be more specific on the topic you want to continue for your future. For example, if you study at Kiel University, which is shown by the 𝘱𝘢1, you can choose to study control of complex dynamical systems. So we have a professor in control, chair of control and automation. So you can follow this professor and get expertise in this field. Otherwise, you can come to our chair of power electronics, and get expertise in the area of power electronic drive technologies. In the University of L'Aquila, you can dive deeper into control systems, where you can even design a control system for autonomous drive system, autonomous electric vehicles. And finally, in the University of Politecnico Bucharest, you can dive deeper more in energy storage system and energy management for e-mobility. Even you can learn the communication system in this system. So when we say energy storage, we could have a battery, we could have hydrogen. So each one of them has its own special challenges. You could dive much deeper in this semester in these technologies. And then that's much depend on you, which direction you want to get your expertise. And selecting the third semester will impact on your fourth semester, which will be explained next slide. So if you decide, for example, to do a degree in control or in power electronic, you will be third semester, for example, in Kiel. Then for your fourth semester, you have to choose a thesis topic and finalize your degree. And to fulfill your degree requirement, you need to choose a topic which is related to the EPICO degree and your Erasmus Mundus program. We can offer you research in our laboratories. We can offer you some proposal from industry, like our partners, which Marie has shown you before. And at the end, you will write a report and you have to present in the front of your professor, other invited professor, and other students. And at the end, you will get your master degree. And some example of topics which we offered to the previous students who are here. You could see here autopilot design of vehicles for presence of in the presence of perturbation and actuator faults, intelligent fault diagnosis of modular multi-level converter, which is for power electronics, control of fuel cells, it's energy storage, and coordinated charging of electric vehicles. This is the topic of the better to say the decades in engineering, electrical engineering. So many people are working on electric vehicle batteries and charging station and so on. And these are just a few examples. You can find much more if you take a look at our websites. If you can talk to also previous alumni of the program, you will have a lot of opportunity and possibility in terms of research in the direction of academy or research in the direction of the industry. Thank you very much. So I think, Marie, you could continue.
Sure. Thanks, Hamze. So another part of the program, so as Hamze told you, there is like 3 semester classes, 1 semester dedicated to master thesis. We also have part of the program, something that we call the winter school. We do it every year in February. The idea is to gather industrial or academic partners and to have conferences during a week on e-mobility. Unfortunately, the last 3 winter schools were online, mostly due to COVID and the inability to travel the world. But this year, hopefully, it's going to be face-to-face. It's like a rich asset for the students because they can really interact with the industrial partners or professional. They can ask their question. They are really open on discussion. So we had, for example, previous talks with Renault, Siemens, Daimler, Airbus, just to name a few of them. And this winter school is going to happen every year. To go on the mobility, I told you earlier that it's a compulsory mobility program. The idea is the program was created like all students for S1, semester 1, they have to join me in France. Then no one can stay with us during the second semester. So because we do this webinar, because you're interested in German universities, of course, you can choose to go to Kiel University for the second semester or choose the other partners as well. Third semester, you get to choose any other one of the 4 of us, sorry. And then the master thesis, usually you do it either with the same university you are, or you can also move and change universities depending on the topic you want to study, you want to work on. So at least 1 mobility is compulsory. So you come to France, you can all do the rest in Germany, for example, then you get double degree. If you do 3 different universities, you can get triple degree. This program was selected under the label of excellence Erasmus Mundus, meaning that we got funding from Europe. It was selected in 2019. We already had 4 intakes of students co-financed by Europe. In total, 60 students were under Erasmus Mundus full funded scholarship. And right now, 45 alumni and 49 currently enrolled students. When we say alumni or enrolled students, students come from all over the world. So for each intake, approximately 25 students from 10 to 14 different nationalities. So regardless where you are watching us, feel free to apply and join us. Admission criteria. This program is open to students with a bachelor degree in field related to control system, electrical engineering, mechatronics. Then we require the basic documents, but you can contact us afterwards and I can give you the exact list. And because the program is fully taught in English, you need to have an English test, such as TOEFL or IELTS. Or if you come from India, for example, or Pakistan, or a country where your bachelor is fully taught in English, a mean of instruction letter is enough for us. Hamze, what would be for you the perfect student regarding background to join the program, and especially to join you during your chair in power electronics?
We welcome students who has a good background in electrical engineering, for example, with the focus, for example, on power system, power converter, electric machine, have some understanding of, for example, magnetics, transformers, and high power components. That would be great. Students in communication also, we have some direction. We also welcome them. We student with mechatronics, for example, at our chair, for us with a background from mechanics, for me, maybe other partners are much stronger there. It's really hard to give them topic or support them in our case. And of course, the students of which have a good background also in control, in particular with practical control, with also artificial intelligence. Also, we also welcome them, which we can deploy their competences in many applications.
Thank you. That gives like a better idea for the students. So application process. Now we are currently recruiting intake 5 students starting in September 24. You have to have an important information is for this year, we are no longer under European fundings because the program was for 4 intakes. So there will be no full funded scholarship next year. We still keep the consortium scholarship, reduction on tuition fees for students who apply before end of January. There is no application fees, meaning you can submit your application and there is nothing to pay so far. At the bottom, I have the link for the online application platform. And regarding the tuition fees, one question was asked earlier. We have 2 separate fees for non-European students and European students. Non-European students is 80,000 euro in total for the 2 years, and you can pay in installment. European students, 9,000 euro, the same in total for 2 years. That covers only the tuition fees. It does not cover accommodation, food, travel, going out, everything. So I'm from EPICO Management Office. Basically, if you write us on this email address, we are here to help you with your application, preparation of your arrival. We help you find an accommodation, all administrative registration and processes in each country of your mobility. And because we are 4 countries, there is 4 persons like me in each country. So Felix, for example, in Kiel University, he's from the administrative side. And then we have Kirtin, who is answering most of your questions on the chat. She is our local coordinator from academic side of the program. So basically, we help you within the mobilities. We give you all information you need regarding visa, because of course it's a mobility program, meaning changing of countries, so changing of visa in between the semesters, but you are not alone. And just to give you, before Dinesh give you his impression, because he's now a student with us, that's a few examples of current jobs or current PhD topics our students from Intake 1 are doing. Intake 2 just graduated, so I'm waiting for their answer, but Intake 1 students, few of them stayed in Europe, mostly in Germany, I can say. Otherwise, they are split between all of us in Europe for the PhD program, for PhD topics. So one of them working as a project engineer in Siemens, another one in Kendam firmware engineer, motor control engineer for new brake system at Bosch. We also have a student working at John Deere in Mexico, for example. So basically, because it's a mobility program with 4 renowned universities, you won't have many difficulties to find something, of course, if you look for something. Dinesh, I give you the mic if you want to tell briefly the students your experience so far with us.
Yeah, sure, Mary ma'am. Hello all, good evening. My name is Dinesh Khanna and I'm from India. I'm honored to be joining this meeting today, sharing my experience about the course Electric Vehicle Propulsion and Control. And I'm an e-mobility enthusiast with experience of developing control algorithm for electric vehicles, and that triggered my interest in this particular course. The course is really well structured. You will get to know the fundamentals of EVs and also their modeling in MATLAB Simulink in the first semester. You'll also get a bit on basics of linear and nonlinear control systems and also the embedded computing course, which is essential to work in this e-mobility field. And like explained before, you will be asked to move to any of the partner universities for your second semester, either Italy or Romania or Germany. I chose Polytechnica University of Bucharest, Romania, because they offered a specific subject of machine learning for autonomous systems, which is one of my area of interest. And I should say that my experience in Romania was really good. It was very different from how I was used to learn in India and also in France. And for my third semester, I wanted to do my specialization in control of complex dynamical systems. And Kiel University was the only one offering that. So I chose that, and I'm right now in Kiel doing this particular specialization. And Kiel University also offers you some kind of part-time jobs wherein you can work as a research assistant with some of your professors or postdocs. And I am also doing one such research assistant job here. And I would be doing a thesis related to this particular job on modular multi-level converters. So, and apart from this academic experience, I would also like to say that joining this particular course will make you ready for facing any kind of challenges which you may experience in your life. You'll also get to learn a lot of people and also a different culture in each of the countries like France, Romania, and Germany. And trust me, you will be amazed with the experiences you get. And best of luck to everyone.
Thank you, Dinesh. I think you are one of our best ambassadors to promote the program. So Dinesh is currently in third semester in Kiel, and then you will do your thesis. So you will be graduated in 25. So still a bit of work to do for you. So if you want to be part of the next group picture, that's the 4 intake we had so far. You can see the many different nationalities. Feel free to contact us on epico@ecnon.fr or also on the website if you have any more questions. And thank you for joining and listening us today.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone involved in the presentation. That was really nice to see these various perspectives. Of course, it's always a pleasure. And with that being said, let me now move to our Q&A session. Thank you very much, everyone who was involved also in answering the questions, for this, helping me with this bombardment, actually. That makes my life easier, but still it's quite difficult. As you can see, the number of questions open, but let us manage to address at least some of them. I will choose some questions which are more general, so to say. So, for example, there was a question that was interesting also, because you mentioned all that IELTS certificate, for example, is always a good choice when you want to prove, right, your English language skills. But the question was, if I have not academic one, but the general IELTS, will you still accept this as a proof of English, or you strictly require academic when it comes to IELTS? Let me start with maybe with EPICO.
For us in EPICO, we accept the general one. We don't require the academic one.
Okay, clear. Great, good to know. Thank you. Now, BBW, PPV.
It does. We usually require the academic one. However, if you have other documentation that you have the English skills, like a bachelor's degree entirely in English or something like that, then we can have a look there, and usually we accept that as well.
Okay, great, good to know. And Yannick, yeah, please.
Yeah, we will accept the general one.
Okay, very good. So the next question, there were a couple of questions related to part-time job. What can I do the part-time job during these programs? Let me start with the foreign student perspective, German foreign student perspective. So when you come to Germany, in visa, it's officially given to you the right to do the part-time job. So for example, up to 20 hours per week. And there was a question, will you be able to cover with these 20 hours your tuition fees? Yeah, depending also what are the tuition fees and what are the job that you are doing, right? So that is very individual one. But in general, yeah, you can work, and whenever you have this opportunity and the workload is not too much, it's also good, of course, to collect the experience, and this opportunity is given. And I wanted to ask also regarding the EPICO program, because it's not only Germany, right? It's also France and Romania, or maybe Italy. So in these cases, our students, how does this affect their visas? So how does it work? Could you please explain this?
Sure. For us, when they join the program, they always start with a French visa because France is the first country. I think it's basically the same. It's 900 hours per year that a student can work, so it's totally fine. Just because it's the first semester in France, I do not recommend the student to work, especially if they are not European or not used to Europe, because they first need to adapt. Then second, third semester, they know our way of working in Europe, teaching, so life is easier. But at the beginning, it's a bit complicated. But regarding visa, it's totally fine for them to work full-time for a few months or part-time for 1 year, no problem.
Great. Thank you very much, Marie. That was very clear. Teresa, I'm coming now to you. There was a very important answer that you provided to one of the questions. So the question was, can I apply with IT background? And then please, what would you answer to this?
Yes, for our Master's International Technology Transfer Management, there's no subject restriction in your bachelor's degree. So you can apply. We have students from all kinds of backgrounds. So IT is fine, but also other bachelor's degree are fine.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Now I have a general question for everyone. Is it a strict must for students to finalize their studies within the given 4 semesters? Let me start with Yannick.
So no, for us, there's no strict regulation that you have to finish in the standard period of 4 semesters. You can just use your own pace, and you can study 1 or 2 semesters longer. There are also no long-term fees which are applied to students. So no, it's not, the 4th semester is not binding, but it's the standard period how our curricula is designed for.
Okay, clear. Thanks. Teresa, what would you say?
It's possible to extend your studies. I have to say, as a private university, then of course the study fees will be due again. And I think I like to mention that you should keep in mind the visa office or the foreigners office will have a look if you are studying, if you are really studying. So that's what they look into, and will have a look if it takes too much longer, but usually it's not an issue.
Okay, clear, thanks. And Marie, what would you say in this case?
I would say for us it's more complicated. If the students, basically the students will get 1 diploma from each country he's studying, but we are working towards implementing a joint degree, meaning that if a student spends more than 4 semesters, then he won't be able to get the EPICO degree. He will get every local degrees. So we don't really recommend it, even if locally in Germany or Italy it's possible. For EPICO, no.
Okay, clear, but it's good to know. Thank you very much for this answer. Yannick, and I'm back to you now, also a specific question. So if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned a specific GPA, right, that students need to meet in order to get into the program. So how strict is this requirement? Is there any room for maneuver, or they have to have this kind of, they need to meet this threshold? What would you say?
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to be really strict in regard of this. So since the application process is conducted, or the first step of the application process is conducted via UniAssist, they just forward the checked applications to us who have mark less than 2.5. So we have to be strict in there that you have that your bachelor's degree should be under 2.5 in the German academic grading system.
Okay, clear. Thank you. Now I have one more general question, and let me start with you again, Yannick. Is the gap between the studies a problem for you? For example, if the potential student finalized his or her bachelor's, let's say 7 years ago, will it be a problem for you? Or do you have any threshold in this regard?
No, we have no threshold. The only threshold is the English test. They expire, or they will get invalid after 2 years. So they have to be valid. But for the bachelor's, so if you work maybe 3, 2, 5, 4 years in as a medical engineer or something like that, so that's no problem. That's maybe even more beneficial that you have some working experience. But there's no restriction.
Okay, perfect. Now, Teresa, what would you say?
Sorry, there's no restriction from our side as well. No gap is a problem. And I would agree, it can also be beneficiary if you have worked before your master studies. Okay,
perfect. And Marie?
For us, there is no restriction so far, as long as the students can show how EPICO will fit in his career plan and the relevant background, the background of study is related to EPICO, then it's fine.
Okay, perfect. Now, let me stay with you also, Marie. There's a general question. So with this, everyone showed like the plan of how students should proceed, right? The semesters, what are the subjects? And the question is there any space or any room, for example, for those students who would like to collect professional experience with doing internship in the relevant field? Is there any opportunity with EPICO, or it will kind of mess up the whole plan?
No. Actually, the last semester of EPICO is dedicated to master thesis, but the students can also choose to do an internship. It's just depending on which university he is during the third semester. So let's say he's in France, go to Kiel University second semester, come back to us in France. If the student really prefer to do an internship, it's totally fine. He will still have to write a thesis, but he can do an internship in a company. Just in between semesters, it's not possible. They don't have time, especially because they move and some calendars are like shifted. So just the fourth semester can be dedicated to an internship if the students prefer, instead of purely research thesis.
Okay, clear. Teresa, the same question to you.
Yes, I would say basically the same. There's no mandatory internship integrated in the studies, but voluntary internships are possible, and the best time would be in the fourth semester. There are also some students who decide to write their thesis with a company, so that's a possibility as well.
Okay, great. And Yannick?
Yes, for us, there's also no internship planned in our studies, but however, you can do a voluntary internship, and we are also supporting you with doing an internship. We have, as mentioned, the option for these research track, so you can do a research project also in a company or in a research institute, which can be then similar to an internship, but more research oriented. And since we're working really close with these research campus stimulate, they are often student jobs or research assistant positions where you can gain practical knowledge. And also for the master thesis, it's also allowed, and it's also a good option to do it with or within a company.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And let me take maybe this last 3 questions for each of you separately, and then we can call it a day. So EPICO, I'm coming back to you. I saw there were a couple of questions regarding the concerns. How would students be able to find, for example, housings in 3 different countries or locations? How could you please elaborate a little bit more? How exactly do they get the help? Are there dormitories reserved for them, or how does it work in general?
Sure. So the thing is, each countries work differently, but the idea is the main email address that we share, 𝘱𝘱𝑒𝑟, I'm the one behind it. So we help the students on all the aspects. For housing, for example, in Nantes, we offer them accommodation. In Kiel University, they also propose some accommodation, but not the same type. In Italy, students don't get student accommodation. They have to be in Italy to get a place. And in Romania, I think, Dinesh, you find the best option. You refuse the accommodation you are offered and find a better place for like exactly same price. So now that we have like 4 intakes of students, we mostly count on the students who share addresses to help the new students. Make it easier, students are happier like that. So, but they are never left alone. For any question they have during the program, they are never alone.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you very much, Marie. Now I'm moving to Teresa. Teresa, the question is, for example, do you have any, so if the students, let's say you have the set requirements and students, let's say they meet the requirements, will they get into the program? Definitely, or do you have an upper limit? For example, you had, let's say, 100 applications and you cannot get more than 70 students in, right? So is there any kind of limit, or students can feel free when they have met the requirements? Okay, I'm done.
So far, we were able to enroll all the students who have met the requirements. So let's hope it will stay the same.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you very much. And there was also last question for you, Yannick. Let me quickly find, yes, this one. So, hi, Yannick, you mentioned about the backgrounds that variety is accepted, about the backgrounds that variety is accepted. How do you equalize the levels of different students? Is it possible to have additional courses in biology if I have no background?
So this is also indicated on our website. So we are looking on your bachelor degree and looking how the CP is developed in the field of math, in the field of electrical engineering, in the field of information technology, and so on, as I mentioned. And you should have the distribution of different CPs in these subjects. But however, it is not binding, so to say. So you should have an engineering background and some CP distribution in the engineering fields. And for the biology and medicine subject, it is good to have, and it will support your studies during the first semester, but it's not binding, and it's not mandatory to have that, because you have medicine and anatomy courses in the first semesters.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Yannick. And thank you now with official thank you slide. Thank you very much to our guests, everyone who participated, who did the webinars and who did the presentations, and also very actively participated in the Q&A. How many questions though? Okay, it was around 50 questions addressed today. That's all thanks to our guests, of course. And yeah, dear attendees, of course, thank you very much for your interest. I saw that some of the students were already very much into the process, and that makes me happy to see that we made it possible for you to meet each other and to clarify all your doubts. That's always a pleasure. And yeah, dear students, dear attendees, if you have any more questions, as I said, all the emails were already shared in the chat. You can take a look, or alternatively, also you will also receive the presentations from our speakers, as I said, as long as we get them from them. And then you can ask your additional questions to them, and you can see how helpful they are. They can clarify your doubts. And if you have any general questions regarding, for example, I saw a question about 18 months visa or in a blocked account, about APS certificate requirements, all these kind of general questions that are not specific to programs, you can also address to us, and also read our articles about Studienkolleg. Also, there was a question. Then you can find all information there in written quite comprehensively. And yes, also, if you would like to leave us feedback for today's webinar, I've just left in the chat the link to our Facebook or Google channels where you can leave us your feedback, and we always take this feedback into account for our future webinars. That being said, thank you very much, everyone, once again, and I wish you a very nice rest of the day, and hopefully we'll meet each other on our future webinars. Take care, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.